Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel Maryland. Glenn Clark, Griffin Bass with you as we get you ready for the Ravens bye week of betting. Opportunity for you to just spend the day drama-free, spend the entire weekend thinking about your bets and nothing else at all. Of course, we also know that the World Cup is just around the corner. Lots going on in the world of sports betting. It's all brought to you by the Fanduel Sportsbook, as I said, at Live Casino and Hotel Maryland. And I learned, we'll be talking a little bit later on in the program to Leon Twyman. I was finding out more about how they're going to be integrating mobile betting with the sportsbook, and it's a really cool thing that they're going to be doing because we know that mobile sports betting is going to be going live in Maryland the next couple of weeks. So we're going to find out more from Leon about just exactly what that's going to look like, as you'll be able to sit in the sportsbook and bet on your phone, but like cash out. You can get cash from your mobile betting right there at the window. He's going to explain that more to us, as we know that is just around the corner. But we begin, as we do every week on Simply the Bets, by heading out to Vegas. This man had a pretty good week last week. He is with VSiN. He is our friend Aaron Oster, and he's back with us here on Simply the Bets. Aaron, what's going on, pal? How are you?
I'm doing good, and yeah, it was a good weekend, both in football and Astros came through for me.
Yeah, so that one from a couple weeks ago. I also had put a bet in on the Astros on the series spread of 1.5, so it was looking a little dicey when they were down 2-1 in the series, but
never a doubt.
Yeah,
never a doubt.
They did to cash things in. We didn't even talk about it on this show today because I wasn't here yesterday and we had football to talk about, but they turned things quite nicely in that series and allowed us to cash in. Aaron, like myself, also bet the under in Monday Night Football, and that hit with only 40 total points and a Ravens 27-13 win. And then your side of the teaser was the winner. I was wrong. You were right.
Mm-hmm.
I got to give you credit on that, as your nice little teaser on the Bengals and the Seahawks played out quite pleasantly for you. So that one was a good one. Griffin also gave you some more good news. Back in April, you told us that betting Juan Soto to be NL MVP was a loser bet.
Yes.
And we knew that for some time, but it became official yesterday that he was not one of the finalists. We knew he would not be MVP. Also, it did become official. We talked about it last week. Your over 5.5 wins for the Seahawks bet became official as they got their 6th win over the weekend. The bad news for you, a little while back, you said Shane McClanahan was a good long-term bet at plus 750 to win the AL Cy Young Award. Sorry. That's
I think there is another Cy Young Award bet hovering out there, but we'll see that in a couple weeks.
Is there, Griffin? What's the other one?
I believe he had Sandy Alcantara to win the NL MVP, or Cy Young. Yes.
But unfortunately, you had at one point suggested Martin Perez to be a nice long shot.
Oh yeah, we're at like 75 to 1 or something.
Yeah, that one not so. It was at 60 to 1, by the way, where the numbers there. You also at one point had Vladimir Guerrero at 35 to 1 as a nice long shot bet to win AL MVP. That will not be happening either. And you did at one point suggest that Michael Thomas to lead the league in receiving at 35 to 1 was a good long shot as well. Don't think that one's going to be. That one's going to be. I don't think that one's going to be coming home for you either. But again, good week last week. Let's look to build off that this week with the 5 L's of sports betting for the week. A local, a long-term, a long shot, a loser, and a lovable bet for the week. Let's begin locally. No Ravens this week, so Aaron, where are you headed?
Hey, there's no Ravens, but there is still a game at M&T Bank Stadium.
That is true.
When it comes to college football, I love looking for that letdown spot. And is there a bigger letdown spot this week than Notre Dame after their win over Clemson?
Whoa. I mean, I hear you, but where are you going exactly with this?
Well, you kind of think about it. You miss a letdown spot, huge letdown spot with a quick turnaround on triple option and a road trip to boot. And I like Navy with the points here. And, Notre Dame has handled Navy lately, but they haven't played in Maryland since 2014, and 3 of the last 4 times that these teams faced in Maryland, Navy has kept it within 10 points. So give me Navy plus 16.5 in this one. And this is one where you might want to just kind of wait and see if it ticks up to 17. You can get that 17 because, not really a huge difference between 16.5 and 16. If you see it moving the wrong direction, you can go out and play it. But it might be worth it to wait it just to see if it goes the other way and you can get that extra half point, or you can even buy that extra half point if you really want to. I think 16.5 is a big number. I think Navy keeps it, within 10, and they probably don't win, but I think they'll cover.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a chance they're going to win, but boy, that is a bold pick. I hear the thought process. I'm just, unfortunately, I haven't, especially like I might have felt differently about this if Ty Lavatai, hadn't gotten hurt, right? Like I don't know, man. They scored 10 points against the Cincinnati team. That's kind of meh. Like
I hear you. I hear you. It's sheerly the spot.
I hear you. The letdown factor is real. You beat Clemson. You feel like you're on top of the world, and a reminder that Notre Dame has not been very consistent this season. So I hear the thought process. I'd have to stay away from it. That again, Saturday at noon in Baltimore for Navy and Notre Dame. All right, let's go long term. Give me a futures bet that you got your eye on for this week.
Lately I've been giving you college basketball plays for the long term, and I'm going to continue to do that here. And one team I really love this season is San Diego State. I think when all is said and done, they could end up as a top 2 seed in the tournament, like a 1 or 2 seed, not one of the top 2 seeds overall in the tournament. And part of the reason is I think they're going to really run through the Mountain West. So the conference is solid. I think San Diego State is just that much better than everyone else. Their starting lineup consists of 4 seniors and a junior, making them one of the most experienced teams in college basketball. And 3 of those players were San Diego State starters last year, and 2 pretty impact starters, or should be impact starters, transferred in, which, by the way, incidentally, if it pops up, and I know it has in other books, also really makes me like them for the Maui Invitational in a couple of weeks, but that's not up on Fanduel yet. They're minus 140 to win the Mountain West right now, and, well, I think that's an okay number on its own. One thing Fanduel does that is pretty cool is allows you to parlay futures, so I'm going to take that minus 140 and parlay it with another bet that I think it's kind of a no-brainer, and it's just something I want to stick in a parlay to make it a little juicier. Give me Houston to win the American. I think that's an absolute no-brainer. When you combine those 2 things, it's plus 130. So San Diego State to win the Mountain West, Houston to win the American, plus 130.
All right, that's bold. I like it. Yeah, I mean, I see no reason not to think that Houston won't cruise, frankly, to the America East title, the number 3 team in the country for a reason. And yeah, I like that bet. I absolutely, I'm on board with that. By the way, the numbers have actually moved a little bit. That parlay is now plus 117. So
well, still plus money.
Still plus money. I agree with that. Plus 117 now for those 2 at Houston minus 370 and San Diego State minus 140 right now to both win their conferences outright, respectively. All right, where are you going for an underdog? Who's your long shot this week?
Well, you asked me a favor last week. You said, look for a long shot that can cash this week. Don't look for those long-term long shots.
And doesn't have to be overwhelming necessarily. I feel like sometimes we've been looking for extreme underdogs, and they don't always have to be that way. Yeah, I don't know. Did you hear the story about the dude that cashed in the $700,000 bet at the Fanduel Sportsbook here at Live Casino and Hotel 2 weekends ago?
I don't think I did, actually.
It was literally just now. It was a big buy. It was a $5,000 ticket, but it was all just 3 NBA underdogs. That's it. Just 3 NBA underdogs that were all at about plus 400, all on the same ticket. And I don't remember who they were specifically. We could find it in a minute, but cashed at $700,000. Again, bought it at a big price, right? Bought it at $5,000. That a normal person buying that ticket's not cashing out at $700,000, but a normal person buying that ticket at $5 is still coming away with $7,000 on that ticket just on NBA game underdogs on one given night. So I feel like they don't have to be so extreme when it comes to underdogs.
Absolutely. So I did find one that cashes this week. I went into FanDuel's weekly specials for NFL. Usually when you look at these, it's something where they have a couple obvious ones. It's basically a parlay. They give you a situation, give you a parlay, and usually one of these legs is less likely to cash, and that's where they get you. But I found one that, yes, it has the one leg that's less likely to cash, but I still think there's decent value in it. There's a bet. It pays out at plus 900, and that's will Geno Smith, Tua Tagovailoa, and Derek Carr each to have 2 passing touchdowns in the game. Geno Smith has 2 passing touchdowns in 6 of the last 7. Going to Germany, a little bit of a question mark there, but definitely can tear up this Buccaneers secondary. Tua has 3 touchdowns in the past 2, and then Derek Carr is the big question mark. And while the Colts defense has actually been pretty good and not allowing passing touchdowns, it's also because they really haven't played any good quarterbacks this season. And obviously there's who knows what's going on in Indianapolis. I don't hate just completely fading them this week and quite frankly this year. So when I'm getting each of those quarterbacks throwing 2 touchdowns plus 900, I think that might be worth a sprinkle.
Yeah, I don't hate that, right? I don't hate it at all. And to your point, yes, you're throwing in one that you're taking a chance on, and it does make you wonder, right? Like, what do they know? I don't hate that bet. I think it's a fun one too, right? I don't know if Griffin has it for Tidbet this week, but I saw someone who had a ticket of like 4 different players all scoring 2 touchdowns this week and ended up being a huge win. I don't know. I like that one. I'm on board. All right, we continue with Aaron Oster from VSiN out in Vegas. He's giving us his 5 L's of sports betting for the week. Now we come to the one that you say, whatever you do, anything you want to do this week, that's fine. Maybe consider doing drugs before you do this. Not really. I don't think he actually means that. But whatever you do with your life.
Gamble responsibly.
Yes, correct. Go park yourself, play Call of Duty for about 50 hours consecutively if it prevents you from getting to the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel to make this bet. What is your loser bet of the week?
You're going to hate this one because it's one of those where it's like, yeah, it might hit, but it's just
what? What are we doing
ridiculous.
with that? What are we doing with that?
Because it's a loser bet. It's a loser bet. Don't bet this because it's outrageous, the price of this one. It's something that, I had kind of been tracking over the past 2 weeks, and I can't believe we're at this point. You realize for NBA Rookie of the Year, which is, we're 2 weeks into the season, Paolo is minus 600 to win it.
What?
Minus 600.
Oh, Griffin says it's moved to minus 7 already.
Okay, minus 700.
What?
That's completely and utterly insane. I understand Paolo's been awesome. He's been fun to watch. He's probably going to win it, but minus 700? Are you out of your mind? Like, he's not even minus 700 to, not get injured probably in the NBA. That's a completely, and I get it. People are getting super excited. They're putting down money, and the casinos just have to move accordingly. That's completely and utterly absurd. If you had any thought of playing Paolo, just put it out of your mind, at least for now, because playing 700 right now is the definition of a loser bet.
Look, man, I agree with your premise. I understand that the odds. Why would you ever be betting on that? Now, all that being said, I still don't like the term because he might very well win Rookie of the Year, and so it's tricky. But yeah, I'm not feeling so great about my Keegan Murray ticket that I have for Rookie of the Year. Not feeling very good about at the moment. All right, and what's the one that you say on the flip side, get there, immediately cancel all of your plans, the hell with the election, who needs to vote? Voting's dumb anyway. What you need to do is get to the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel. I want to make that very clear. Those were Aaron Oster's words and not Glenn Clark's words. Glenn Clark believes in democracy, believes in the American way. Aaron Oster says, the hell with all that. You know what the real American way is? Making this bet in the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel. What do you love?
I mean, you know what the real American way is having voting ballots in the sportsbook.
I
think
I'm
that's
not
the best of both worlds.
What could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong?
And it is something that you need to get out there quickly because this line is on the move. I liked it a little bit better yesterday, but you know what? I want a quick hitter here. I don't want to wait till Saturday. I don't want to wait till Sunday. I want a bet I love to cash one way or another tonight, and we have Maction on the table.
Ooh.
And ooh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I look, trust me, I love a degenerate as much as the next guy, but Really?
Yeah.
Go
I love me
ahead.
some action.
Go
Who
ahead.
doesn't love some action? Miami of Ohio and Ohio face off tonight. And Miami of Ohio has actually been one of the more disappointing teams this season. A big part of that, though, is because their starting quarterback, Brett Gabbert, was injured back in September. He returned a couple weeks ago and has definitely looked rusty. But I think he puts things together this week against a really porous Ohio defense. Meanwhile, Ohio has a top 20 passing offense based on several metrics. I think we're going to see a shootout in this one. The total was at 50.5. It's ticked up to 51.5. I still like it here and probably would play it probably another point. I wouldn't go too crazy chasing the steam if it gets there. But right now I like it. So give me over 51.5 in the Miami of Ohio.
All right, very good. You know what? I could use. There's not a lot going on tonight, so I could use some action on something. Maybe I'll, send a few dollars that way just to ride with you for this one, and then I'll yell at you tomorrow when it fails me, and I hate you forever. That's the way that will go.
Of course.
Remind everybody what's going on with VSiN, my friends.
VSiN, college basketball has started. Our college basketball guide is out. We also will have a World Cup guide coming out next week. So plenty of stuff to bet on, full slates of college basketball, NBA, NHL at all times. We have all of that information for you at VSiN.com.
Of course, the World Cup begins in just 12 days on November 20th, the first match of the World Cup. At the Oster on Twitter is how you follow him. Appreciate it, pal. We will talk to you again next Tuesday, all right?
Hope everyone hits their bets.
It's Aaron Oster checking in with us from VSiN out in Vegas here on Simply the Bets. Simply the Bets is brought to you by the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel Maryland. So what do you say we head there next? Find out more about what's going on in the Fanduel Sportsbook with our guy, General Manager Leon Twyman. That's coming up. This is Simply the Bets. The Baltimore County Police Department is hiring. Entry-level officers start at close to $59,000 a year with a $10,000 bonus. Some restrictions apply. Plus a great retirement plan, medical, dental, and vision insurance, advancement to specialized units, tuition reimbursement, 15 sick days earned per calendar year, and even further incentives for military members and veterans. If you have a passion for service and want a career for life, visit joinbaltimorecountypd.com or call 410-887-5542. You must be a United States citizen, possess a valid driver's license, and have a high school diploma or GED equivalent. The Baltimore County Police Department is an equal opportunity employer.
Come experience Maryland's #1 sportsbook this NFL season at the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel, the ultimate place for any sports enthusiast. Take advantage of our 24/7 kiosks, massive video screens, and watch all the action from the best seat in the house. With more money paid out than anyone around, make every moment more at the new Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel in Hanover, Maryland. Please play responsibly. Gambling problem? Please call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit mdgamblinghelp.org.
Glory Days Grill's Oktoberfest menu is now running. It's one of their most popular seasonal menus all year. It features the chicken schnitzel, the Oktoberfest brewer's platter, the brewer's sausage sandwich, the Bavarian burger with a pretzel bun, the cheddar ale soup, the slam dunk pretzels, and the apple cobbler. All of these meals pair well with Oktoberfest beers and Angry Orchard on draft. Dine in or order online at glorydaysgrill.com and pick up your favorites to take home. Glory Days Grill, great food, good sports.
That first sip. That first bite. Start your day off right with a delicious breakfast at Royal Farms. Choose from a fantastic selection of fresh Royal Farms breakfast sandwiches and top it off with a rich hot cup of the freshest coffee in the world. At Royal Farms, breakfast is available day and night. It's the freshest breakfast in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
Have you been to Guilford Hall Brewery? Located in Baltimore's Station North neighborhood, Guilford Hall Brewery breaks the craft brew mold with their great handcrafted microbrews and amazing Bavarian-style food selections. Join Guilford Hall 7 days a week for Orioles, Ravens, and all of your favorite college games. Make plans now to watch the big games, play trivia, or bring your dog for Yappy Hour. They even have free valet service on Friday and Saturday nights. Go to guilfordhall.com for a complete schedule of events, beer listings, and food and drink specials. We'll see you at Guilford Hall Brewery.
Whether your focus is luxury and comfort, convenience and technologically advanced connectivity, or sporty performance and aggressive styling, we've got the perfect Highlander for you. Check out buyatoyota.com for deals on new Highlanders from your local Toyota dealer today.
Receive a free Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich offer card as a thank you when you donate to Toys for Tots on Saturday, November 12th at any of the 13 Baltimore area Chick-fil-A Stuff the Truck event sites. Be one of the first 50 people to donate, and you will also get a free t-shirt. For a location list and more information, visit PressBoxOnline.com/toy drive.
Tune in to Simply the Bets every Tuesday and Weekend at Bookies every other Thursday at 11:40 a.m. And if you really have nothing better to do, keep listening to this show, too.
All right, back in here on Simply the Bets, brought to you by the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel Maryland. And let's head there right now as the general manager of the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel is standing by. He is our friend Leon Twyman, and he's back with us. Leon, you didn't write any more $700,000 tickets this weekend, did you?
Well, you want to hear a funny story about that?
Oh.
So we've gotten back about 550,000 of that.
Are you serious? Are you
Yeah.
Wait. From the same person, or just, you had such a good
From
weekend
the same person.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay. This person won $700,000, and the answer was, and I know I was just telling the boys the story of how I once lost $3,000, but I didn't really lose $3,000. I just lost $3,000 I had previously won, right? Like,
Right.
It wasn't a net loss of $3,000. It was net even. I just lost $3,000 that I had won betting. This person won $700,000, and their thought was, let's go back and risk the $700,000 that I just won.
Yep, that was it. And you wouldn't believe some of these parlays that were placed. Just unbelievable.
You're saying that you've got 500,000 of the 700,000 back?
Yes.
I got a lot of questions, but they're not for you. They're for the person that's at the center of this, and I don't think that person's going to choose to answer all of that. I guess, the spin zone, there's still $200,000 to the good. That ain't bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
But last night this person actually loaded up $200,000 on our bet pad and placed some wagers.
Wow. All right. How was the weekend? I would guess that with that additional $500,000, it was probably a pretty good weekend for the book.
We definitely had a good weekend. Yeah, it was. It's still interesting. I mean, this football season is just crazy.
Yeah,
like
it's
your
insane.
typical teams are not winning.
Yeah. It was a bloodbath for your boy. There were also a couple of pushes that were pretty bad for me this weekend. This was a disaster. Other than if you guys happen to be following Live Casino and Hotel Maryland on Twitter, in which case Griffin and I were perfect this weekend. Griffin had the under in Army Air Force, which hit easily despite being a very small number. It was 13-7. That game, I threw out both the under last night as well as the Ravens scoring first. That was a nice little parlay if you hit that one last night. So we were great in those instances, but just with the games, our game bets this week, disastrous, utterly wretched. The only good hit I had this weekend was Tennessee covering against Kansas City. Everything else was a mess. All right, I want to talk about a couple of things, if I could,
Sure.
Leon. You threw out to me last week that you guys are working to integrate mobile betting with the sportsbook. And we all know we're only a few weeks away. And I wanted to talk more about what that's going to look like, because I feel like there's so much conversation right now that's being driven by mobile betting coming. And I think there's a huge opportunity for people to understand why working the two things together, the experience of being in the book, having the 100-foot media wall, having the access to like getting cash or depositing cash, working, and then you being able to bet from your seat with the app, like this creates maybe like a true best of all worlds scenario in the coming weeks.
Yes, it does. So basically what we're working on right now is integrating cash and counter. So with that, let's say, for instance, you are betting on the Fanduel app, you can actually request your funds to be sent to here Live Casino in Maryland to be cashed out at the counter. It is not an instant request, unfortunately. It does take some time, at least 48 hours for that process to be approved. and then you'll get a message, and you'll also see it on the app. You're able to come to the counter at that point with your approval. We can look that up as well, and then we can pay you out.
That's unbelievable, man. Like, that really is unbelievable. And then, what that does for folks that just want to, again, sit there all day in the Fanduel Sportsbook, you're not necessarily going to have to go, anywhere you can make your bets from your phone, and then you could end up, walking up to the counter at the end of the day and saying, hey, here's what I won. Like, it sounds like an almost flawless experience of hanging out in the Fanduel Sportsbook.
Definitely. And actually right now we're doing some pre-registration as well for that mobile app.
Right. Actually, PressBox partner with FanDuel. We're doing a $100 pre-registration credit at PressBoxOnline.com/offers. So, there's a lot of cool things that are involved with this as it comes. In the meantime, it's not here yet, and still plenty of great reasons to be in the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel. What are some other things that you guys have going on right now?
Well, we're still extremely busy. We are just, people are loving the Same Game Parlay Plus.
Yeah.
I mean, those have just been a big hit. It's just unbelievable how much action we actually take on those Same Game Parlay Plus.
And, of course, you can still register those Super Bowl futures bets at FanDuel.com/SBNAZ, correct?
That is correct. Still have that going. You never know. It might be you, Glenn, sitting at the Super Bowl there in Arizona.
By the way, remind me what the odds had to be for the Super Bowl futures bets.
Plus 300 odds.
So right now, still, everything is plus 300 or more. But for the first time, a team moved to plus 300. The Bills are the plus 300 favorites to win the Super Bowl. Of course, got to figure out what's going on with Josh Allen there, obviously. But the Bills are the plus 300 favorites. But that's still, even if you bet the favorite right now, even if you bet the Bills, that bet would still qualify for you to register that bet of $25 or more at FanDuel.com/SBNAZ in order to win those 2 tickets to the Super Bowl in Arizona. Leon Twyman, the general manager of the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel. Leon, any other particularly interesting bets that you saw come in this week?
Yeah, actually, we had a $5,000 bet on the Tennessee and Chiefs game to go to overtime, which obviously hit. So that paid out $100,000.
I mean, what in the world? I have so many questions. That's such an odd, specific bet to make. And you said he put how much did he put down on it?
$5,000 to win $100,000.
$5,000 on a game going to overtime. I have so many questions, man. I have so many questions on that. Again, worked out quite well. But my God, how many other $5,000 bets was this person making during the course of the weekend?
Actually, that was I think that was maybe one of 2 bets that he made.
Okay, I've got a lot of questions as to whether or not this person can see the future. I have a lot of questions as to whether or not Nostradamus was there betting with you in the FanDuel Sportsbook this weekend. Anything else that jumped out at you?
No, that was pretty much it. Like I said, we took in the big bets, $200,000 yesterday. I mean, if you want to hear what those parlays were, you might just cringe.
Sure.
So
$100,000
of it, and it was close, very close, was Alvin Kamara over 38.5 receiving yards, which he was at 32.
Oh, God. Oh.
And then Lamar Jackson over 58.5 rushing yards. So that $100K would have paid out $327K.
Oh, my. Yeah. Was this person, do they stick around and they watch the games in the sportsbook?
No, they don't stick around. And believe it or not, from what they told me last week, they usually don't watch the games because they just don't.
Yeah, it's too much. Yeah, okay, I can understand that. I was wondering what that would have looked like. I can't imagine being that person sitting there watching that unfold at the end of the game. My God, that would be crushing. Hey,
so
Leon,
the other ones of it.
Yeah.
We had 72,000 on Alvin Kamara to score a 2+ touchdowns.
Ooh. Well, you were only 2 away. so close. Just missed by all of them. Just missed by that. Wow, they really rode with with Alvin Kamara, huh? That is yikes. Big time yikes from last night. That is a lot of money to be losing on Alvin Kamara. My word. Maybe they learned their lesson about the Ravens defense, perhaps.
Maybe. I don't know. It's interesting, I can tell you that.
Anything else?
There was 17,000 on Lamar Jackson who scored 2+ touchdowns.
Oof. Those two, I feel like those 2+ touchdown bets are getting more and more popular. Like I feel like a lot of people are playing those bets recently.
Oh yeah, it's almost a given when it comes to Derrick Henry. Like I see that a lot.
That's a good point. That's a good point. No doubt.
It's insane. And then his last bet was 10,000 on Blazers, Spurs, and Nets all to win on the money line.
Ooh. Well, after they had won, because remember the big one he won was on 3 underdogs, right?
Right.
Well, Kevin Durant only missed the front end of the free throws when he had the opportunity to tie that game up. I'm sure that didn't make this gentleman sick at all. I'm sure Kevin Durant's missed free throw didn't make him sick whatsoever last night. My God. All right.
Very close game, for sure.
Leon, quickly, we are only 12 days away from – did I do that math right? Yeah, 12 days away from the World Cup starting. There are going to be a lot of odd times for games. Do you guys have any plans yet for what that's going to look like in the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel? We know, of course, the kiosks are always available. They're open 24/7.
Yes. So we will definitely make sure games are on at all points. I'm actually working with property now to make sure that when we aren't there and open, that someone is there overnight and they're able to put some of those games on that are going to be on at the odd times. So we will have that. And also we are in the process of putting up a RoboKeeper just to kind of bring some excitement to the World Cup.
So you can go try to test your own hand at whether or not you can score down there at the Fanduel Sportsbook.
That is correct.
I like that. That'll be neat. Brazil, the favorite, plus 450, followed by France at plus 550, Argentina at plus 600, the USA at 120 to 1. But hey, those are better odds than Italy, baby. I know that much. Got a better chance than the Italians. All right, Leon Twyman, appreciate you, my friend. Let's talk again next Tuesday, all right? Thank you, as always, for taking the time for us.
All right, sounds good. Have a good one.
Leon Twyman, general manager of the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel Maryland. Again, the World Cup gets underway in 12 days, November 20th. Will be when you can start watching soccer at all hours of the day. I believe the first match of the day will be at 5 a.m. local time, if I remember correctly. And
we're going live right at 5,
No,
right?
No, we will not be doing that. I do remember whenever the World Cup was the China-Japan World Cup. Was it China-Japan? Or was it South Korea? Japan hosted a World Cup, but they co-hosted it with somebody else. And the matches were truly like 3 a.m. They were on at all hours of night. This is when I was younger. I was early 20s at this point.
This was like, the Olympics last year, I guess?
Well, they were – what do you mean?
Or
no, I'm talking about the World Cup.
I know, but I'm trying to think, because I remember I was watching, the Team USA basketball team play at 2 a.m.
I see.
World Cup, summer or 2 summers ago.
When the World Cup Japan year – what year was that? That would have been 2002. 2002 World Cup. It was South Korea and Japan.
I unfortunately can't remember.
Yeah, I figured that probably was the case.
I wasn't even alive.
Thank you, Micah. Thank you. Appreciate that reminder. Wait, really?
No, I was probably.
I was going to say
because it's in end of the year.
No,
normally
it's typically in the
summer.
Yeah.
Well, I was born in the summer, so I was born during the.
What's your birthday?
July 15th.
You were not alive during the 2002 World Cup. What a world! I was 19 years old, and so I was home for the summer, and so but I remember with BJ Appel's house was the house where we were getting together.
Oh, dude, BJ has the best.
Shout out BJ.
If I'm being honest, it was quite the hookup. The basement, it was BJ and Chris Appel, and the basement was theirs, like at the Appel house. They had, and there was another fridge downstairs. We could keep everything in. Like they had the best situation of all of us for hanging out and watching games. So, like, literally, we were doing the bit where we were all going there, and there'd be, like, 10 of us, like, sprawled all over the floor of the basement, getting a nap in, to then wake up at 3 in the morning and watch a soccer match. and then take another nap afterwards. Like
let's hit up BJ. Let's go back.
Dude,
to
I would
one.
love. I think he moved to San Diego. I would love that hookup for the World Cup. I would love it if that were an option. I don't think that's the case. Although I bet if I called his parents, they would be happy. I swear to God.
You still got that basement.
I swear. If I called Mr. and Mrs. Appel, they would say, "You guys can come crash here during the World Cup." They were very, very kind, generous with letting us just do. God, I can only imagine that house had to just smell like nothing but farts for about.
Well, it's just the basement, so
for years. For years, I'm not sure if the fart smell ever came out of that house. All right, tidbit of the week. What you got for us?
So Mattress Mac won
$75 million with his World Series bets. But doesn't he? This is the part that I don't understand.
Right,
doesn't
you explained
hedge,
it. Yeah, you explained it last week.
Well, there's a couple of things that he does. One, so I when we report that number, I feel like there's context missing.
Yeah.
Not only does he do the bit where like the free mattresses bit, so like now
people get free mattresses.
Correct, right? So I don't know. I don't know what the total.
Yeah, I wonder how much he nets off of the free match.
And then I'm pretty sure he is a notorious hedger of his bets.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if like we know he won 75. Yeah, and there are scenarios where he has Philly as well. I know he won $75 million, but I don't know if he netted $75 million in this process. Like, I'm sure that it was still a very good.
Yeah.
And he gets so much free advertising. Like, it's insane how much free advertising he gets out
Someone
of
got
this.
a tattoo of him, I think.
It's psychopathic behavior.
Yeah, because I don't know why.
So, I get
explanation
it. It was definitely a good couple of weeks for old Mattress Mac.
Yes, yeah.
I believe his name
everyone knows
what's
who
his
he
actual
is.
name?
No clue.
I didn't like Jim. Didn't I find out his name isn't even Mac? It's hang on a second. Mattress Mac. His real name is Jim. Oh, Jim McIngvale. So there is a Mac in his last name.
Okay,
it's
Jim McIngvale.
McIngvale, yeah, but like still, Mattress Mac. Your name's Jim. Changed it for the alliteration.
Yes, and then you were right about it was Boston Connor, one of Pat McAfee's like henchmen.
Oh, okay.
He put $25 on Devontae Adams, Austin Eckler, Travis Etienne, and Cordero Patterson all scored 2 touchdowns. $25, $38,000 payout.
Not a bad little payout.
Yes. Somebody also parlayed Mixon, Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins, and Justin Jefferson to all score the first touchdown in their respective games. $25 as well. $61,000 payout.
Sure. I mean, why not? I love that when it's a smaller number, right? Like even the guy, the Pat McAfee guy, like $25, really?
Yeah.
You're really putting $25 on that? I get that it worked out, but like $5 is what I'm willing to go with. If I'm doing something silly, I'm putting $5 on it.
Start chucking like $5 on Joe Mixon over 4 touchdowns.
Seriously, jeez.
Maybe. What have you? Yeah. Not a bad bet. The Jets Twitter account was having fun. They because the Jets over/under win total was 5.5, so they were like 5.5 wins before the bye week, right? Good for them. Good for them.
If I were the Jets, maybe I'd ease up on how much running of the mouth I do.
They've just been making these posts for like decades, and now they're actually.
Again, this is really neat what they're doing this season, and nobody in the world saw them beating the Bills. But let's maybe still keep in mind that they are still the Jets until proven otherwise.
Someone won $100,000 on the Phillies. I couldn't have mentioned it last week because it was Tuesday. Game 3, when the Phillies hit those 5 home runs, they had 4 of those. They parlayed 4 of those guys that all hit. When Harper, Schwarber, Rhys Hoskins, and Brandon Marsh. That was 1,000 to 1 apparently to parlay all 4 of them.
Wow. Okay.
They put $100 on it. $100,000.
Seems like a pretty reasonable bet. You know?
And let's see. And then someone put $12,000 on the Eagles to win exactly by 7 to 12 points on Thursday Night Football, which they did.
I don't know.
And they won $35,000.
I mean, something about Thursday Night Football that actually probably seems like a fairly thoughtful bet as well, right?
Yeah.
Like that. I get it. It's the Eagles and the Texans. It's got, by the way, another thriller. God, how much does Al Michaels just hate his life right now? He goes from the Texans last week to they have Carolina, Atlanta this week. Like. These are all of the games that if they were Sunday night games, he would have just passed off to Tirico. Like, he would have just been like, I'll see you guys next week. Every game. Every game. Like, Ravens-Buccaneers, which wasn't a great game, but is by far the best thing they've had on Thursday Night Football.
At least that, since what, the very first one?
The
Chiefs
Chargers. Yep,
yeah.
100%.
At least they got Panthers, Falcons now.
That's what I just said, yes.
Oh,
that was the point of the bit.
I thought you didn't reveal it yet.
No,
Whatever.
no.
$50 on Isaiah Likely to score the first touchdown. $475
Okay.
payout.
It's not a huge payout, but yeah. It's,
Ravens related, so I liked it. And then finally, someone took the Ravens. They parlayed the big Kenyon Drake better for some reason. Ravens -1.5. Drake to score 2 touchdowns and have 80+ yards. They put $50 on it. $1,200 payouts.
not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad at all. All right, very good. That is your tidbit. Thanks today to Aaron Oster. Thanks also to our guy Leon Twyman. We will be back on Thursday with another weekend at Bookies this Thursday morning at 11:40 or 45 or 50 or, whenever we get to it. Get down to the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel Maryland. We will see you on Thursday for a weekend at Bookies. This has been Simply the Bets. May the odds be ever in your favor.